I'm a land guy. I love land. I love farming. I love the cattle. I guess I love the channels. There's 5 playas on this place. We worked on 3 of them, and the biggest one is probably a little bit under 5 acres.
In the past, pits were dug in Dwight's playas, which concentrated rainwater and runoff in a smaller area. Since the water remained in the pit for a longer period, the water quality declined over time.
I've been looking for years some way to get rid of them playa lakes, because when we have cattle out grazing on grass, I don't want that cow and calf to go to that lake and drink that dirty, nasty, filthy water. I want them to come to the trough where I've got good, clean water for them. Also have the salt blocks over here, I have the mineral blocks, and I have a corral. If I see something that's wrong with one of the cows, I can pin it up and take care of it. The state land agent that lives in Clovis called Chris and said, "Chris, you need to go by and talk to Mr. Parker." Said he's got some state land and it has a playa lake on it, and just talk to him, see what he fit. So Chris called me, and then he come out. And we sat and talked for a long time about the playa lakes, what the objective of his program was, how we was going to go about it, and what the results would be.
Filling the pits allows rainwater and runoff to spread out over the entire playa rather than collecting in the pit. This is essential for the playa to function properly, recharge the aquifer, and provide wildlife habitat.
Playas are extraordinarily important. They are certainly the primary source of recharge for the Ogallala in this area. Playas are often the only surface water that you can find. Playas also are a center of biological diversity. When the natural hydrology of a playa is really disrupted, it stops the water from flowing out over the playa basin and concentrates it in one area. And you lose a lot of the recharge value of a playa when you have a tail-use pit in there. Actually, you know, restoring a pit, I love this when we talk to landowners, because they say, well, I think it's going to be a hard process. And it's really a very, very easy process. It's take your soil mover and move the spoils piles, which are often found right next to a pit, and put them into the pit. Done. That's all. There's no leveling out that needs to happen. There's no compacting the ground that needs to happen. There's no trying to bring in extra dirt to make sure that the playa bottom will be level with all the rest of the playa. It's just put what dirt is there back into the playa bottom. Everything else will work out.
I went along with what Chris is wanting to do. We're spreading that water out in that playa lake, whereas before there was a trough in the bottom of this playa lake, and the water might get 2 foot deep, or maybe 2.5 foot deep, and it might sit there for 2 or 3 weeks. We've got that leveled out now. What that does, that keeps my cows from going down there looking for water. It sends them back where they get the good clean water.
After the playa is restored, cattle can still graze around the playa. In fact, this helps manage the upland grasses. With the water spread out over the entire playa basin, it is shallower, and the water level goes down faster.
I think this plan is just excellent.
I am a bird person. I willingly acknowledge that to anyone who asks me. But I really love playas. I've loved playas ever since I came to New Mexico, just because they are islands of biodiversity. They are a real attractant for birds. And so that is, yes, that's one of the big reasons. But it is meeting people who are out here. I enjoy meeting people like that and hearing their stories and trying to work with them to make their operations better.
I'm just looking at this playa lake, and from rainfall that we had a couple nights ago, it's already soaking in. Look at that. Waters went down as much as 4 feet. It'll be good to see that go into the water system. We got some birds out there having a good time too. That's what's really good, isn't that great? When it stopped raining, you can tell by looking at the residue, the water was right here. You can just see all the way around how much it went down, how quick it went down. One of the very important facts is we're doing something for our water situation in the future. We're putting water back into the ground. We're restoring our aquifer. Yes, it's going to take time, but we're trying. We're trying. And I'm totally sold on it. I'm excited about what we've done, about working on those lakes. It agreed with me 100%. And I knew what it was going to do for me. I knew what it was going to do for my cattle. I knew what it was going to do for the environment. Win, 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 right?